In most mythologies, gods are completely all-powerful. But in the universe of Wrath of the Titans, divine power comes with a strict operational limit. The gods function like batteries, and human belief is their only charger. This animated diagram illustrates exactly what happens when that faith dries up. As humanity stops praying, the line tracking human devotion plummets. When it crosses a critical threshold, the gods lose their immortality, and the ancient underworld prison, known as Tartarus, begins to fracture. Once that devotion level bottoms out entirely and enters the red zone, the structural integrity of the prison fails completely, shattering the ancient walls holding back the worst monsters in existence. Without human prayer, the divine infrastructure collapses. The ancient failsafes are permanently erased, leaving a massive power vacuum and letting ultimate evil spill directly into the mortal world. Our retired demigod protagonist, Perseus, is trying to live a quiet life as a fisherman. When a weakened Zeus arrives to beg for his help in fixing the failing prison, Perseus flatly rejects him. Ignoring a cosmological crisis doesn't make it go away. The broken prison sends a massive, two-headed, fire-breathing chimera crashing directly through Perseus's peaceful village. Stripped of divine backup, Perseus must rely on practical combat to survive. He dodges incoming fireballs and uses the brute weight of a heavy iron ship's anchor to finally crush the monster. With the gods' containment system broken, earthly retirement is a luxury Perseus can no longer afford. To protect his son's future, he has to dust off his sword and fight. Down in the gloomy depths of Tartarus, a political coup is underway. Ares and Hades double-cross Zeus, capturing him and chaining him to the rocks. Hades and Ares are actively draining Zeus's remaining divine energy. They are executing a desperate transactional trade, siphoning their brother's life force to buy back their own lost immortality. The recipient of all that stolen power is their father, Kronos. He is the ancient titan who predates the gods, rising out of the dark abyss as a colossal, shifting mountain of magma and rock. Back on the surface, Perseus finds a dying Poseidon. The sea god gives him a clear tactical objective: assemble a team of mortals and track down the eccentric Evine weaponsmith, Hephaestus. This betrayal among the gods forces humanity to change tactics. They can no longer pray for divine intervention to solve their problems. They have to actively engineer a mechanical solution to survive. Hephaestus provides the blueprints for the only object capable of ending a titan. It requires interlocking 3 distinct divine weapons: Zeus's thunderbolt, Poseidon's trident, and Hades's pitchfork, into a single, massive spearhead. This is the Spear of Triam. By combining the powers of all 3 brothers, it creates a strike powerful enough to pierce the molten armor of a titan and reach the heart inside. Getting the pieces means surviving brutal environmental hazards. Perseus must navigate a massive labyrinth of dark stone walls that violently grind and shift together, all while fending off an ambush by a minotaur. While Perseus fights through the maze, a critical political shift occurs. Watching Ares physically brutalize their captive brother pushes Hades over the edge. He abandons the rebellion and steps in to rescue a severely weakened Zeus. Perseus and his team capitalize on these deeply fractured, shifting loyalties of a dying pantheon. Overcoming physical puzzles allows them to survive, but exploiting divine politics is what truly allows them to assemble the spear. The climax erupts on a massive scale. Kronos finally breaches the surface as a towering active volcano. Below him, human armies lock their shields, holding the line against demonic soldiers, while fire and ash rain from the sky. Overhead, the dying gods make their final stand. Zeus and Hades fight shoulder to shoulder, burning through the absolute last reserves of their magic to slow the Titans' advance. Right in the middle of this wide-scale war, the deciding conflict happens in close quarters. Inside a ruined stone temple, Perseus engages in a brutal, hand-to-hand family duel against the god of war, Ares. Outmatched in raw physical strength, Perseus uses his environment to outsmart Ares, eventually driving Zeus's thunderbolt straight through the war god's chest to secure the third and final piece of the Spear of Triam. Mortal ingenuity effectively outmaneuvers and dismantles pure divine brute strength. With the weapon fully assembled, Perseus executes a high-velocity final strike. He mounts the winged horse, Pegasus, using the creature's aerial agility to completely bypass the Titan's exterior defenses. Perseus dives Pegasus straight down into the glowing, molten throat of the beast, planting the spear to detonate the lava monster from within. The blast reduces the ancient Titan to harmless ash, saving the mortal world. But the cost is permanent. Zeus, totally drained of his power and succumbing to his battle wounds, finally crumbles away into dust. As the dust settles, Perseus hands his sword to his son. The divine battery is dead, and the gods are gone. From now on, the path forward belongs entirely to humanity.